Mighty Mules Marching Band.
And welcome to another edition of East LA Sports Scene's High School Game of the Week as we come into week number 9. And the matchup here is going to be between the Wilson Mules taking on the Lincoln Tigers. And this is a huge game for the Wilson Mules because why? It's homecoming. And that's always been a special tradition here in football, whatever level you are on. So this is very important tonight in that respect. Student bodies turned out, the alumni turned out, and of course the team is ready to go. Head coach tonight is Sergio Villasenor, but filling in for him tonight will be assistant coach Robert Darling, and they are going to be coming in to this contest with a very good record, a winning record of 6-2 overall. 2-1 in the Northern League, national ranking of 7,283, and the state ranking of 512. Okay, so that's a little bit of background on the Wilson Mules. And again, they're standing here in the Northern League. They should be in the top 3. We'll give you the exact position later on in the game. And now for the Lincoln Tigers, head coach Chris Rattay, his second year at the helm, and they're coming in with a 3-4 overall record, 0-2 in the Northern League, and their national ranking is 12,674 and state ranked of 903. So we're just about ready for the kickoff. Stand by, get ready. We're going to go to the, as you see it right there on our camera, the coin toss, and we'll be back with the kickoff in just a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene Productions of High School Game of the Week.
Line judge Peter Glasgow and back judge Daniel Dalzier. And also, I'd like to announce that we have a person that's here tonight that is pretty special. Played football and grew up in the community. Played for the Alcerino Stallions and for a number of years. And after the Stallions, he came to Wilson High School, class of 2009, played for Wilson High School, became an all-city receiver, and went on to play in college, I believe at Utah, and then
Okay, here we go now, ready for the kickoff. Both teams are on the field. Moving from our right to the left will be the Wilson Mules. We'll get you some names and numbers as we get underway here. But back to receive for Lincoln. We'll get you their number 16 on the far side of the field. And let's see where it goes. It's fielded by number 16 at about the 25 and brought down there by number 53 and 25 for the Wilson Mules. 53 and 35, we're going to get you their numbers here as we just get underway. Lincoln Tigers ball. 53 is Jake Garcia, and 35 we'll find out for you. No number on the roster. We don't have that for you. Unfortunately, is a error in the rosters. But number 16 for Wilson, check that, for Lincoln was the kickoff returner. Okay, first play from scrimmage. Oh, big gang tackle. Number 22, the ball carrier. He got absolutely nothing on that carry. And we'll bring you that number 22, Andre Watkins. And Eric Alderetti was the kickoff returner. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 10. We're just underway. And let's get set here for the next down. In their white and their black and orange coloring. Oh, incomplete pass. That was intended for number 24 for the Tigers. That was Arturo Villaneda. Bringing some starters here for Lincoln. Number 21 is Archie Chow. 64 is Jacob Pereira. 77 Aaron Duarte. 56 Nicholas Ortega on the offensive line. At quarterback is number 11 And flag is thrown on that play. It's completed. Oh, let's see what happens. It could be pass interference to see whether they rule it offense or defense.
Made the tackle down close to the 20-yard line, but we got a flag on the
There's an injured player, the receiver on that play, number 16, Alderete. He took the pass from Gio Suarez. Had plenty of time in his backfield. Good protection up front. Completes the pass, but we saw the flag drop. And while they attend to him, we will take a break here, step away, and come back. You're watching East LA Sports Scene's High School Game of the Week. Okay, and we are back just like that. Good sign, good positive sign there. Alderete is up on his feet. You see him heading over to the sideline where they'll take a closer look at him as play will resume. Just outside the red zone at the, we'll call it the 19 3/4 inch mark here, just before the 20-yard line. Suarez looks to his left, airs out a floater, incomplete. And it was a good call, but a little too far, intended for number 24 on that play. And that was Arturo Villaneda. He's a senior wide receiver and captain. Okay, as you see, the Lincoln Tigers run a spread offense. And let's see the other back in there with Suarez. Let's check his number. Looks like it was number 22. That's Andre Watkins. Dropping back as time. Oh, out of the backfield. It was to Watkins. He's going to be hauled down at the 1-yard line. With a good timing pattern out of the backfield. You saw a great call there. And it was Andre Watkins took the catch. And let's call it a 19-yard gain. They started at the 20. And now ready to strike for the first score. Looks very, very possible. Are the Lincoln Tigers. Formation is set. Pro set, snap. And the big pile moves forward, and he will be ruled in for a touchdown. There it is, the first score of the game. Comes, let's call it with 10:27 left in the first quarter. And it's 6-0 now in favor of the Lincoln Tigers. Okay, just getting settled in here on homecoming night for the Wilson High School Mules. And there's the snap, the kick. It looks good from here, and it is good. And so at 10:27, we have 7 points up on the board for the Lincoln Tigers. We'll be back with the kickoff in just a moment. This is East LA Sports High School Game of the Week. Okay, in formation here, ready for special teams and the kickoff. Lincoln Tigers moving from our left to the right. And back to kickoff will be number 3, Fabio Orellana. And there's the kickoff heading for, oh, it's bobbled. Picked up there by number 9 at the 15-yard line, still on his feet, looking for some blockers, heading to the near sideline, broke a tackle, and then finally wrapped up by number 74. That was Eduardo Terán. But the receiver, number 9, Daniel Areola, give him credit on the kickoff return. Just underway here in the first quarter, first possession of the game coming up for the Wilson Mules. Check that, I'm sorry about that. Just finding our way into our seating area in the press area here at Wilson High School, getting our notes ready and all of our papers that we usually have when we do a play-by-play. And there is a pass out there on the flat, still going. Oh my goodness. Let's see who the carrier was. Number 1 for the Wilson Mules. And that was Holguin. Jacob Holguin wearing number 1 on his jersey tonight. Let's see the quarterback here for the Wilson Mules. That's going to be Hernandez. Pass completed to his receiver, number 29. That was Zamora. And a good air show here, starting off things for the Wilson Mules. Starting lineup here. We'll get that to you shortly here for the Wilson Mules. First and 10. Handoff coming the other way. Oh, good misdirection. And there is Olguin. And number 19 in there at quarterback for the Mules. Second and 5 as we hear the public address announcer also chime in with his play-by-play. Handoff coming left. Number 5 trying to get upfield. Isaiah Abdullah. He's a senior. He goes as a wide receiver, linebacker on defense, and ATH for athlete. Okay, it's going to bring up, let's call it second and 5. Score on the field right now is Lincoln 7, Wilson with their first possession. Their quarterback out of the shotgun, looking to his right, throwing down in the corner to the 20-yard line. Intended for number 13, that was DeAnthony Jackson. Incomplete pass, clock stops.
For Anthony Jackson, number 13.
Okay, they're back up now. Third, let's call it, and 5. I'll check, 4th and 5. Assistant coach now, who is head coach for tonight, is Robert Darling.
4th and 5.
In for head coach Sergio Villaseñor. There's a snap to his right. Oh, he's open at the 1, 10-yard, 5, into the end zone goes Olguin. Jacob Olguin. Okay.
45-yard touchdown strike.
Number 1, Jacob Olguin gets the Mules up on the board. And that score comes at 8:31. So answering back are the Wilson Mules on a beautifully thrown, let's call it a 40-yard touchdown pass. And that puts 6 points up on the board. Let's see who's going to be in there for the point after. Going for 2. Handoff, going over right tackle, and Abdullah will get the 2-point conversion. Okay, the whistle blows, and now we're set to go. There's Urzua's kick, heading end over end, heading on the far sideline at the 15-yard line. The receiver, returner picks it up and then brought down on a good open field tackle by number 3, Jason Rueda. And special teams now performing according to their playbook, playing a very important part in the game. Just underway here, or midway, almost midway through the first period. It's 8-7, as we mentioned. Wilson High School on their homecoming day. Here comes the Lincoln Tigers on an end around. Oh, big gang tackle there. And number 21 for Lincoln, he gets the call, does not get very far. And that was Archie Chow. Archie Chow, C-H-A-U, one of the starters here. Continuing on with more starters, Gio Suarez, number 11, is the quarterback. Andre Watkins, number 22. Eric Alderete, number 16. Arturo Villaneta, 24. There's this snap to Suarez. Oh, checking off on a bubble screen to one of his receivers, and it's incomplete. Clock stops with 7 minutes and 40 seconds left. It's going to bring up third and let's call it 15 for the Lincoln Tigers. Okay, back to the action. Here we go. Suarez looks left. Oh, hauled in nicely. Made the catch, number 21. Give him credit on a nice catch in traffic, Archie Chow. He's a senior. First and 10 for Lincoln. Second possession of their game for them.
Bottom of the fifth. Brewers are up 5-2.
Another pass downfield. Oh, they're going to call pass interference.
Over at about the 25-yard line.
Pass intended for number 7. That was a Kevin Moreno. Providing coverage for the Mules was number 2, Galindo. Ruben's first name. So here comes the call from the lead referee. We should see that in a moment. He'll face here to the press box. Pass interference against Mules, the Mules. 15 yards from the line of scrimmage. And that's going to put the Tigers in excellent field position. Let's call it first and 10 from the Wilson 35-yard line.
Interference called on the Mules. It's going to spot the ball down at about the 35.
Here we go. Here's the play. Pass is batted up in the air, picked up. And number 7 is a lucky recipient of that catch. And that will be Kevin Moreno again. So back-to-back targeting to Kevin Moreno from his quarterback, Gio Suarez. They break the huddle. Here they come out. First and 10 for the Tigers. White with black and orange. Their school colors. Pass. Again. Oh, fingertip catch attempted. Nicely thrown by Suarez. And couldn't hang on to it. Arturo Villaneda. Clock will stop on the incomplete pass with 6 minutes and 37 seconds left in the half. There's a snap. Suarez bobbles it. Looks right. Throwing it downfield for his receiver. Incomplete. Coverage in there provided by number 3 for the Mules. And that was Rueda. R-U-E-D-A, his last name. And there's going to be a timeout taken by the Lincoln Tigers. We'll be back in a moment with more of East LA Sports Scene. Sideline, and they're coming in for the next play here. Lincoln Tigers in possession. They trail by a point, 8-7. Man in motion. Oh, Suarez, it gets through his hands. And he's going to be in danger of a sack. And he will be dropped for a huge loss. In for that stop and the sack. It goes to number 13. And that was DeAnthony Jackson. Huge deficit now for the Tigers as they were starting this series of plays on the Mules, or Wilson 35.
First and 10 for the Mules.
First and 10. And there's going to be a pause in the game here. Timeout taken. And with that, we take another timeout ourselves here at the homecoming night for the Wilson Mules 2018. We'll be back in a moment. Okay, coming back with our play-by-play here after the Wilson timeout. Man in motion. Handoff to Abdullah. Has the pile moving. Oh, then he went backwards. In on the stop. Number 22 for the Tigers. And that was Andre Watkins also playing defense.
Loss of 2, 2nd and 12.
2nd and 12, loss of 2 on the play. Wilson in their traditional navy and gold uniforms. Man in motion, comes back, heads upfield, pass in here in the flat, and it's going to 13 and carries some tacklers forward. That was DeAnthony Jackson. Okay, so all of the activity thus far in the game at quarterback for Wilson is going to Hernandez. Julian's his first name. Okay, we've cleared that up, and here we go now forward. Here comes a snap. Spread formation. Hernandez dropping back, airing it out deep. Looking forward on a shoulder. Comeback attempt. And Jacob Holguin. Incomplete. Here we go now. Still going. It looks like it's a big play for Isaiah Abdullah. He gets a big first down there. Huge play. And the clock runs. Into the red zone go the Wilson Mules, looking to add on to the score. Hernandez with Abdullah in the backfield. Oh, he drops it. Then he's going to just fall on it. A flag was thrown on the play, though. Hernandez fell on the ball right at about the 19-yard line. And the flag will go against Wilson. Looks like it was an illegal formation. Referee in the white hat has signaled the infraction. And let's give you some of the offensive line for Wilson. It's declined. The penalty declined by the Tigers. It's going to bring up 2nd, and let's call it 15. Abdullah on the left side of Hernandez. Abdullah tried to slip a tackle. Unsuccessful, but Watkins there to wrap him up and drop him for no gain. That's going to bring up 3rd and 15. The ball's on spotted it right now at the 14-yard line. 4 minutes and 17 seconds left to go in the first period. 8-7 in favor of Wilson on homecoming night. Hernandez has it, dropping back, looks to his right. Oh, it's going to be intercepted in the secondary. Oh, then a bruising tackle put on the interceptor. 52 introduced himself very rudely to the player who intercepted for Lincoln, and giving credit to the Wilson player. Try to get his name for you, but number 52 was the player that delivered that big hit. Okay, Wilson, the Tigers now are in business here, deep in their own territory. Line of scrimmage at the 8-yard line, handoff, and going nowhere was number 12. Team tackle there by the Wilson Mules. Andrew Perez was the ball carrier. Second and 10, and the ball is on the 20. Check that. They call it the 10-yard line. Hand out to Watkins, looking for a sweep around left end. And he will not pick up very much. Rode out of bounds and ridden out of bounds by number 53 for the Mules. Deep in their own territory now, the Lincoln Tigers. Let's see what Coach Ratte has here on his air game. Certainly can use a big play here to gain a first down. 3rd and 8. Let's call it from the 10. Man in motion. Pressure. Going to be aired out here. And it's going to be incomplete. Oh, they're going to flag number 29 for pass interference. He brushed him, no doubt about that. But was it enough to break up that play? It was overthrown, and 29 will be flagged. That was Zamora for Wilson. Pass was intended for number 12. And that was Andrew Perez. There you see the indicator by the lead referee in the white hat. Northern League standings. We'll give those to you after the next break, or during the next break. First down here. Oh, he almost had the ball come loose. But DeAnthony Jackson's in there, along with his teammate, number 3, Jason Dreda. And they put the stop on number 7, who was the ball carrier. And that play lost yardage. That was Kevin Moreno, number 7 for Lincoln. 2nd and 15, loss of 5. The ball got away from Suarez again. Oh, and then DeAnthony Jackson's going to stop him at the 1-yard line. Almost threw him in the end zone for a safety, but this is going to bring up a huge play here. It's going to bring up 3rd and plenty. They have to get all the way out to the 25-yard line. 3rd and let's call it 23. They generously gave his forward progress stopped at the 3-yard line. Here come the Tigers. There's going to be a timeout taken on the field.
Timeout Tigers.
And they're going to assess that one to the Lincoln Tigers. And with that timeout, we will be back in a moment. This is East LA Sports East High School Game of the Week. Okay, we are rolling now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. High school Friday Night Lights here in SoCal, Southern California. Just outside of the Civic Center here in northeast Los Angeles. For the home of the Wilson Mules. Big play here. There's the punt. It angles towards the Wilson sideline. And back in punt formation was number 7. That was Kevin Moreno. Wilson Mules will take over in very good field position. Let's see where they spot the ball. Looks like it's going to go at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Wilson Mules. Head coach Sergio Villaseñor in his first game, that first season as the head coach. Hernandez, bubble screen, out it goes to his halfback or slot back. That was number 1. That was Jacob Olguin. He's a senior. Short yardage gain there for the Mules. Let's call it 2nd and 5. Clock is winding down. We're inside the 25-second mark of the first quarter. Wilson going from north to south in this period. Hernandez, a quarterback, shotgun. Abdullah gets the carry. He looks like he will be close enough for the first down. Lincoln is asking for clarification on a fumble, and they do rule it a fumble. So the Tigers come up with a turnover, on a fumble by the running back Isaiah Abdullah. Trying to secure the ball, but possibly had it punched out from behind. That's going to bring up a change of possession. And the Lincoln Tigers will be back out on the field when we resume play. And speaking of the Northern League standings, we were going to give those to you. Right now in first place is Eagle Rock, followed by Franklin, and then Wilson. Here's the snap from scrimmage. Pressured, and it's going to be short. In fact, he might have been hit by one of the on-rushing linemen. Looked like it might have been DeAnthony Jackson, or possibly number 3, Jason Reda. So that is the end of the first period here on the campus of Wilson High School. We'll be back in a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, we are rolling again here, set to bring you more action. Tigers now breathing new life due to the fumble recovery. Suarez looking to the right. Oh, nearly picked off by Jackson. DeAnthony Jackson showing outstanding skills here as a defensive end. And he's a sophomore. So he will be back next season for Coach Villaseñor. Second down, clock stop on the incomplete pass. Suarez at quarterback for the Tigers. High snap, throws it out. Oh, look out. Yeah, in on the coverage was number 1, Jacob Olguin. Now the ruling is it an interception? Because there's a flag that was thrown at the end of the play. And they're going to conference it up over there on the far sideline. Here comes the lead referee. We're looking for his signal. Pass interference against the Mules. That's the second PI that we've seen tonight. And that's going to nullify an interception. So the beneficiary on this particular play will be the Lincoln Tigers. Here's the reinforcement signal now. He's giving it a second time. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Still a 1-point game here, 8-7, and we've just got underway here for the second quarter. 11:49 left in the half. Lincoln breaks the huddle, and here they come out. Spread formation. Receivers. Men in motion. Dropping back is Suarez. Bubble screen. It comes here to Watkins. Then Watkins is tackled on a solo tackle made by number 9 for the Mules. That was Daniel Ariola. Giving you some of the offensive linemen here for Lincoln. Let's make sure we give them credit for their starting lineups. Nicholas Ortega, number 55. Jacob Luna, number 52. We'll give you more in a minute. Suarez rolling right. Pressure's coming. Oh, throwing. Hit right as he threw it. And it's going to be incomplete. Pass was intended for Arturo Villaneda. 3rd and let's call it 9 for the Tigers. Giving you some more of the starters. We have number 12, Andrew Perez. Number 70, Christian Duran. Number 22 is Andre Watkins. Number 16 is Eric Alderete. Number 24, Arturo Villaneda. There's a snap. Suarez looking over the middle. Oh, it's complete. Oh, good reception right at, let's call it the 30-yard line. As Eric Aldarete, wide receiver, and nicely thrown in there by the quarterback, Gio Suarez. And Gio's a senior. 1st and 10 for the Tigers, mounting another drive here. And a timeout's going to be taken by Wilson. We'll be back with more of East LA Sports Scene in a moment. Okay, we're back here on the 4th possession of the game for the Lincoln Tigers. Spread formation. Watkins, the sole running back in the backfield with Suarez. Suarez airs it out to the right. Oh, incomplete. Intended for Andrew Perez. Andrew is a junior. He can also play quarterback when called upon. Clock stops with 10 minutes and 40 seconds left here in the half. All the scoring took place very early in the contest as Lincoln broke out first and then answered right back by Wilson. The difference is that Wilson attempted and made their 2-point conversion. And that is the difference in the game. Holding. Oh, defensive holding against Wilson. Major penalty. That will give Lincoln a huge chunk of real estate to pick up here. And that will certainly give them a 1st down. Ball's going to be placed at the 15-yard line. And they're going to move the yardsticks. So the Tigers in the red zone. Spread formation again. Suarez certainly running the air game. Oh, ball got fumbled. Got on the ground. Let's see if it was picked up by number 22, Andre Watkins. He recovers it for Lincoln. So both teams having their share of troubles in the ball handling business. So a couple of fumbles on both sides thus far, but a couple have been lost and a couple have been recovered by the fumbling team. Okay, twin backs in here for Suarez. He's got Chow along with Watkins. High snap. Airs it out. Big high floater. Oh, nearly intercepted by Abdullah. Pass was intended for number 21. That was Archie Chow. And that will stop the clock here and with 9:54. Here they come out of the huddle up to the line of scrimmage. Same formation with twin backs, providing some blocking coverage here for Gio Suarez, number 11 at the quarterback. And Mules were showing blitz. And, oh, nicely covered, but caught. Oh, circus catch. Kevin Moreno, coverage provided by number 1. And that was Jacob Olguin, but nonetheless, it was a battle for the ball, and Moreno ends up winning that struggle there. So that puts the Tigers deep inside the red zone, looking almost for the opportunity to score. Punch one in, 1st and goal. And they're signaling, the side judge comes in and signals a touchdown. And it looks like number 12 gets the credit for the touchdown for the Lincoln Tigers, and that comes at 9:24 left in the half. Let's call it a 1-yard plunge. And credit goes to Andrew Perez. And that moves the score now to 13-8. And here is the point after. Kick is up, and it is good. That was Fabio Orellana. So, Special teams will come out on the field now after the touchdown, and we will bring you coverage in just a moment. This is East LA Sports High School Game of the Week. He's a senior, Fabio. And back to receive for the Mules. Number 1 is back there. And that is Jacob Olguin. And number 9 is a kickoff returner. That was Danny Ariola. He made some good return yardage on that play. Caught it at about his 25-yard line, and then just has some good blocks on the far sideline and gives them good field position here at, let's call it right about the 50-yard line exactly. Hernandez and Abdullah in the backfield. Wide receivers on the 3 on the right side. Pass is caught at the 25-yard line. Olguin on the reception. Coverage provided by number 21 for Lincoln. That was Archie Chow. CHAU. And the clock moves as commanded by the lead referee. Clock is moving with 9 minutes left in the half. Hernandez looks left, has the time, throws it over the middle, and here's Olguin. He's got it, and he catches it at the 1-yard line and runs it in. Olguin from Hernandez, touchdown for the Mules. That's going to give him the lead back. But check that, it's going to tie the game at 14-14, but roughly, what do we have there? A 25-yard touchdown pass, recapping that play. And it comes at 8:49 left in the half. So in to break the tie for a 2-point conversion. And it is Abdullah bowling his way in for the score. And Hernandez to Abdullah for the rushing 2-point conversion. And that's going to give the Mules a 16-14 lead. So both teams throwing their best shots, and they're answering and with each possession. So that will bring another special teams unit out for the kickoff. We'll be back in a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Good on homecoming night. Okay, here we go now. There is the whistle signaling the kickoff. And there he is, number 23, set to kick off, and he does get number 23 is Frank Urzua. And here, Moreno. Oh, with a devastating tackle. Anthony Torres. A great open field tackle, lowering the shoulder right on the receiver as he ran it back in the middle of the field. Outstanding tackle. Almost a textbook tackle there. You'd want to teach your players if you are a coach. Run that back and take a look at it. Great special teams coverage. First and 10 for the Tigers. Offensive unit. Both the offensive units, of course, feeling very confident of moving the ball and, of course, moving the chains in terms of possession. So far, battle of the quarterbacks, and it's pretty even thus far. There's Suarez. High snap, rolling right, in pursuit of the defenders. Oh, diving, trying to intercept it out of bounds was number 17. That was Richard Hado. Giving you some of the rest of the Wilson defenders. Robert Lunar, number 40. Number 65, Miguel Aduptante. Number 17, we've already mentioned his name. That's Richard Hado. Number 53 is Jake Garcia. We'll give you more in a moment. Second and 10, 8:08 left in the half. Trio of receivers now 2 left on the left side. Suarez looks for the underneath receiver, number 21. And that was to Archie Chow. Pickup of a couple yards. It's going to bring up third. And let's call it 5. This is the LA City Section's Northern League Division. Suarez has it, airing it out to his left side. Oh, nearly caught over the shoulder. Again, Alderete making some good moves to get open. It's a good one-on-one match. And back in coverage was number 14. He made that tackle on the kickoff return. And let's give him credit again for good defense. That was Anthony Torres. Okay, brings up 4th down, a punting situation here for the Tigers. Back in punt formation is Fabio Orellana. He's got it. Oh, barely gets it off. Ball hits and bounces. And down at about the, let's call it the 48 or 49 yard line of the Wilson Mules. They'll have it 1st and 10 in a moment. Score now is 16-14 as we move towards the halftime, and then a great halftime entertainment show coming up by the Wilson Mules for their homecoming crowd in attendance tonight. Okay, empty backfield here for Hernandez. Olguin in motion, gets it on the end around. Still going, got some daylight. The speed burners are on. 10, 5, touchdown. Let's see if there's any flags on the field. Line of scrimmage, 49-yard line. So a 51-yard run on an inside reverse by Olguin. He went in basically untouched. And that comes at 7:04 left in the half. 22-14 is their score now. Let's see what the Mules do here. And moving straight ahead. And it is good. That was Abdullah, power running back for the Wilson Mules. So it's the second 2-point conversion. And that moves the score now to 24-14. 10-point advantage here for the Mules. And special teams come on in a moment. This is East LA Sports Team. Okay, we are back. So lightning and thunder there by Olguin on 2 different plays. One was a 25-yard touchdown pass, and then a 51-yard run by the same player, number 1, Jacob Olguin. Set to kick off for the Mules. There it goes. Dropped at the, let's call it the 15-yard line. And that's going to be Moreno. He gets the credit for the kickoff return, but kickoff player for the Wilson Mules, number 23, Frank Orzua, doing a good job on kickoffs. Clock stopped on the field as the offensive and defensive units come out for each team. And the clock shows 6:55 left in the half. Ten-point lead here for the Wilson Mules. Number 11, Gio Suarez, has gone all the way at quarterback for the Tigers. Snap. Suarez lets it out downfield. Oh, had his receiver, Andrew Perez, underthrown just a little bit, incomplete. But Suarez is he's willing to air it out. So Suarez, and let's see, Andrew Perez, along with Andre Watkins, some of the top players that Coach Chris Rattay has given us on our pregame meeting with him. And he likes to run the spread offense. It's balanced. It can be in motion as well. And knowing they came in tonight as a big underdog. But they're here to compete, and that's exactly what they're doing. That's what he wants his players to do tonight. Suarez throws a bubble screen intended for number 21. That was Archie Chow. Pass incomplete. Clock stopped with 6:45 left in the half. So both teams with plenty of possessions. And at least we'll call it the 5th possession, possibly the 6th for Lincoln. And Wilson at least with a minimum of 5 possessions themselves. Okay, there's a snap. There's a pass. Is intended for number 12, Andrew Perez, and he'll be moved out of bounds. Let's call it the 35-yard line. Clock moving now, 6:35 left in the half. Okay, here we go now into the pro set. Out of the T formation. Oh, check that. It was a punt. That was 4th down. That was Orellana. Oh, here comes Olguin again looking for blockers. He has a bunch of them in front of him. Oh, he's down at the 10, the 5, and Olguin. Oh, my goodness. Are there any flags? If none, and it stands, it comes at 5:45 after the punt by Lincoln. Olguin is electrifying and really pleasing the home crowd tonight here for homecoming night for his 3rd consecutive touchdown. Jacob Olguin, number 1 on his jersey, is just on fire. And the Tigers staggering now with the special teams. Here goes Abdullah for his 3rd consecutive 2-point conversion and add 8 more points up there. And that'll be 32-14 as we look and reflect on the scoreboard. 32-14 is what the score shows. Home of the Wilson Mules. Unofficially, we have it as a 70-yard punt return by number 1. 3rd consecutive touchdown. Let's see, does he have? Nope, he did not have anything in the first quarter. But he certainly has put 3 in a row here in the 2nd quarter of play. And looks like there might have been a timeout taken on the field for a player that was shaken up. That was Watkins for Lincoln. They're going to move him on to the sideline, and then the special teams will come out for the kickoff. So Jacob Olguin, let's review what he's done here. 25-yard pass, reception for a touchdown, a 51-yard run from scrimmage, and now a 75-yard punt return. My goodness, his all-purpose yards are going sky high just for this one game, and it's a very important game at that since his homecoming. And in fact, the Mules will have a chance to up their Northern League record to 3-1 and 7-2 overall. Okay, we're back to the action. Lincoln picks up the ball, and players are signaling fumble and the recovery.
It looked like a loose ball.
And the ball was on the ground, and they do say that the Mules have pounced on it and recovered a fumble on the kickoff return. So bad news there for the Tigers.
Looks like they're going to spot it at about the 25.
We're still in the second quarter of play, mind you.
For the Mules.
And 32-14 is the score. And here is Wilson looking for more due to the big turnover. Okay, whistle sounds on the field. And we're looking for an indication from the referee. And there is a timeout taken. So we'll be back in a moment. This is East LA Sports Seeds High School Game of the Week. We are back and ready to roll here. As time begins to wind down, Wilson in excellent field position at the 25-yard line. Abdullah in motion, gets set into the slot. Hernandez looks right. Passing intended for Abdullah. It's a reception. The ball's going to be spotted at the 1-yard line. If there are no penalties, let's take a look on the field.
Down to the 1-yard line.
And there is a penalty flag on the field at the 32-yard line. Holding against the offense. That big play will be nullified and brought back. Major penalty on the Mules for holding.
We got a penalty.
And there's the indication given by the lead referee in the white hat.
Penalty. Looks like a holding call. It's going to bring it back.
So Abdullah, number 5, Jackson, number 13, are receivers. Hernandez in the backfield, out of the shotgun formation, looking right, looking down for his receiver. Oh, and it's caught. No, checked it. Incomplete at the 16-yard line. Looked like he had his hand on it, but broken up at the last second.
On the field.
And they say that the public address announcer has cautioned everyone that there is another holding penalty
We got another
on
holding call.
the Wilson Mules. So back-to-back penalties.
Bring it back.
But with the luxury of an 18-point lead,
And
the Mules can absorb that loss there due to the penalty. However, it's also a good time to work on correcting and rectifying those situations for the players. Hernandez has a lot of time.
passing.
Oh, it's caught by Olguin. Oh my goodness, the magician with a one-handed catch at the,
Jacob,
let's call it the 20.
the receiver.
And he rode it down to, let's call it the
All the way down to about
14-yard line.
picks up the
So
first
the
down.
air show is working nicely with Hernandez, his first name Julian. And he's been very, very effective tonight with his targets. Hernandez, he's a sophomore. And there's a running play.
Down close to the
Running play, ball is given to Daniel Adiola.
15-yard line.
Picks up maybe a yard or two,
Line of scrimmage.
or just gets back to the line of scrimmage. First and second and 10.
Second and 10.
2 men in motion, one stops.
Pass.
Here's Jackson showing his skills. He's in at the 10, the 5, touchdown. And the line of scrimmage was a 15-yard line, so a 15-yard scoring pass. And it goes to DeAnthony Jackson, and that comes at 3:54 left in the half. That's going to move the score up to 38-14. Here comes a point after. That's Abdullah again. That's automatic. Wow. And Abdullah goes in for his third we'll call maybe his 4th straight 2-point conversion. Isaiah Abdullah, he's one of the co-captains here for the Wilson Mules, and he's a senior, so this is a big, big night for him at homecoming. So the score now moves to 40 to 14. So the game has been broken up by the Wilson Mules due to some good defense and mixed in very well with the offense, showing some great abilities to score, whether it's on passing, running, or on special teams. Okay, here comes the kickoff now.
Mules kicking off.
Arzua kicks it straight up the field. Oh, and then gang tackled.
Fielded
Number 27,
immediately.
whoa, was the receiver for Lincoln, and he was just blasted after he took one step forward, and that was Francisco Nene. He just coughed up the football due to the jarring tackles there by a trio of Wilson Mules. So there was another forced turnover due to special teams that we've seen tonight. And let's see whether the officials are going to where they're going to spot the ball. The group of officials standing at about, let's call it the 36-yard line, and they're looking for a good spot to start play. Clock reads 3:54 left in the half. Here comes the snap. Handoff goes to Watkins, broke a tackle,
That's number 22 for the Tigers.
and then brought down by DeAnthony Jackson for a good gain. And there's also been a change in quarterbacks, I do believe, for the Tigers.
Gonna spot it right at the 45.
And let's see what the formation shows here. No, it is still Gio Suarez. Watkins, number 22, is the runner in the backfield with him.
2nd and 3.
Archie Chow is out to the right in the group of triplets receivers. Here's Suarez, airs it out here. Oh, the bubble screen intended for number 12. And that was Andrew Perez. He couldn't hold on to it. Clock stops. 3:12 left in the half. So we're going to recapitulate and refresh that last play on the kickoff. It appeared to be a fumble, but overruled by committee. And the ball is awarded to the Lincoln Tigers. Ball now at the 45-yard line. Quick handoff to Watkins. Oh, nothing doing there. Number 29 in there for Wilson. And we'll give him credit on the tackle, but also 65 for the Mules. Brought him down. And that's going to bring up, let's call it 4th down now for the Tigers. Special teams in. Keep your eye on number 1, Olguin. There he is as the sole receiver, set for the punt return. His last one went for a touchdown. So keep all eyes on Olguin. He's standing at about the, let's call it the 20-yard line. They're kicking away from him onto the far sideline, so no chance of a run back. And then they're going to down it at about the 10-yard line. So a lot of respect they're given to Olguin by the Lincoln Tigers, kicking the ball away from him. So it's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Wilson Mules. Wilson Mules come in nationally ranked at 7,283, and in the state of California, they rest at the 512 spot. Again, the records overall 6-2, and Northern League 2-1. Julian Hernandez at quarterback, number 19. Dropping back, airing it out here. Got a receiver open at the 35, 40, 50. Down the sideline he goes, and whoa, knocked out of bounds. Hello. But number 17, give him the credit, Richard Harrow. He's a junior. Yard line. It's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Mules. Really putting on a fantastic air show tonight, with Hernandez well over 200 yards just in the first half alone. So some of the top receivers that we've seen here for Wilson this year, Olguin, of course, Abdullah, Jackson, Ariola, Haro, and also included in that mix is Zamora. So those have been the receivers. And thus far this season, over 1,800 yards. And total touchdowns 18, and the total yardage 269 in average per game. So looks like the Mules are right at their average marks for the season. Hernandez just to his right, Abdullah. Whistle will kill the play.
You got a flag on the field?
Clock stops with 1:44 left in the half. And then for rushing totals, we'll give you the same, almost the same players. However, with Reda, Olguin, Abdullah, you'll mix in Ariola, Moreno, Velasquez, and Lucas for the running backs. Penalty assessed against Wilson. Leading the pack out, number 69 as center, Ismael Martinez for Wilson. 74 is also a big figure on the line, Camacho. That's Luis. He's number 74. Snap. Hernandez. Broken up. Oh, nicely. Right there, number 21, Archie Chow in on the coverage. He broke up the pass. Clock stop with 1:24. And since this is homecoming night, there should be a very good program here at halftime put on by the Wilson Mules marching band and their drill team. And we're back to the next play. Abdullah in the slot on the left side, twin receivers on the right for Hernandez. Nobody in the backfield to block for him. There goes Olguin, inside handoff and going to the left side. He's got it. A block. Broke through it. And there's a flag, though. That's going to be brought back and brought out of bounds by Alejandro Lopez at the 10-yard line. But it's going to go for naught because there's a flag was thrown right at about, let's call it the 25-yard line. But that was the inside reverse to Olguin. It worked from the right side. They couldn't get it to go on the left side. Clock stop with 1:10. Here comes the indication from there it is, a holding call against the downfield blockers. So differentiation there is holding, but not on the offensive line. It was picked up against one of the blockers downfield, one of the receivers. Hernandez back again. Looking left and goes right. Oh, Abdullah broken up there nicely by number 4, Andrew Velasquez. Incomplete pass. 55.6 seconds left in the half. Okay, wide receivers on both sides of the field. Hado along with Jackson here on the right side. Hernandez has it, dropping back. He's got protection, throws it downfield. Oh, he caught it just over the unaware defender. He looked over the shoulder but didn't see the ball. And with that comes another touchdown.
That's another one.
So the line of scrimmage, unofficially, we got it 40 yards.
From Hernandez. Extra
48. And 2-point conversion good by none other than number 5, Isaiah Abdullah. So now we have ourselves an even 50-14 ball game, and we're still in the first half with 48.6 seconds left to go.
Dodger update. 7th inning. 5-2 Brewers.
Okay, special teams are back,
Sorry about that.
and we're ready to go for the kickoff. And the Wilson Mules have just about scored on every possession that they've had in the first half.
Here's the kickoff.
Arzoa kicks it off and is hit.
Recovered and down
The line drive
at
hits
about the 33.
the receiver. That was number 27 again. That was almost an identical replay of the previous kickoff. Francisco Nene was the Lincoln Tiger that hit the touched the ball. And now they're going to bring that back. And it's a reset for, is it another kickoff? So Arzua will kick off from 5 yards back from his own 35. So evidently there was an offsides on the kicking team. So they're going to have to redo it. There's a whistle, sounds. Here it comes. And it's going end over end deep towards the 10-yard line.
At about the 10.
Alderete has it, still going. Oh, then he gets tripped up
About the 33.
at about, let's call it the 34-yard line. So the kickoff is good. It stands. And now Lincoln will have the ball with 37 seconds left in the half. So what was a very close game from the first quarter of 1 point difference, 8-7, it has grown just drastically large here for the Wilson Mules as they have put up, wow, 42, check that, maybe a little less than that, but from the first quarter to now, they've added 42 points to give them an even 50. And in the second quarter, early on, the Tigers managed to score as well, giving them 14 points. Here we are now back to action. Suarez screen, and it's good for a pickup of about 5 yards on the carry. Arturo Villaneda, the receiver. And the clock is moving now at 18 seconds, moving very quickly. They will have time for one more play. So Suarez in there, dropping back, gonna air it out deep. Oh, and intended for number 7. That was Kevin Moreno. And it went incomplete, and there is 0.1. We have not seen that on the scoreboard. So 1/10 of a second left. 0.1, he will have time to snap it and take one play. And then it will be intermission time. Final play of the half. Receivers on both sides for Suarez. Has it. Dropping back, is going to air it out deep. Oh, nearly caught by Moreno, but he dropped it. And there's the bell sounding the final play of the first half with the score on the field. The Wilson Mules 50, the Lincoln Tigers 14. And stay tuned now, the Wilson halftime show will be coming up in just a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. To get underway here, and it's been all of Wilson High School after the first quarter. We had an 8-7 ball game at the end of the first period of play, but then it was an explosive period for the Wilson Mules as they put up 42 points and lead the contest now at halftime by a score of 50-14. We're ready to start the third quarter of play, and Wilson will be receiving. Here comes the kickoff. It's up and it's away, and that was Fabio Orellana with the kickoff. And look out for Jacob Holguin. There he is, number 1. And he's going to be brought down. Let's call it at about the 43-yard line. In on the stop for special teams for Lincoln was number 12, Andrew Perez. And let's see what now the acting coach, Robert Darling, will do. He's supported on the coaching staff by the all-city and all-state performer at Wilson High School during his playing years, Arlen Slayton. He's now one of the assistant coaches on staff here to help out head coach Sergio Villaseñor. Okay, here we go now. Go in a quarterback now. We see number 16, Matthew Moreno. He's going to get his shot at leading the Wilson Mules to start things off here in the third quarter of play. There's a snap. Pass down over the middle. That's caught by Hado at the 25, 15, 10. Still going. Broke the tackle from Archie Chow. And it's the first play, more thunder. Right in front of our eyes here tonight on East LA Sports Scene's High School Game of the Week. One of the most explosive performances here offensively and defensively by a single team. And that will give the Wilson Mules another touchdown, and that's going to put them up at 56-14. And we're looking for the point after touchdown now. So just like that, before the fans could get back into their seats. And the extra point attempt is no good. And the score will stay at 56-14. So thunder and lightning, but not on an Indian summer day here in Los Angeles, California, as we bring you high school football Friday Night Lights. And the score on the field now reads 56-14 in favor of the Wilson Mules, and that score came just 20 seconds in to the period. Special teams come on to the field now. So roughly we have a 55-yard touchdown pass, and that came right away from Matthew Moreno on his first attempt. He gets credit for a 55-yard TD pass to number 17, and that was Richard Hado. Okay, here comes the kickoff. And there it is. And it's heading at the 15-yard line, and the special teams from the Tigers hold on to the ball. This time they were plagued by back-to-back fumbles by the special teams late into the second period. But Frank Urzua gets credit for that kickoff. And now we'll be looking at the mercy rule, see if it will be invoked by the officials, as we are now over the 40-point margin for running clock or the mercy rule. So let's see what the officials will do here, whether they're going to allow play to continue under the running clock or mercy. Here's Suarez, pitches it to Watkins. Watkins broke a couple of tackles, still on his feet. Hado finally gets on his back, and then he's drugged for another 10 yards. So, but we do believe there's a flag on that play. There it is. It's at about the, let's call it 37-yard line, right where the lead official is standing. He has his foot there. He picks up the flag. It looks like it may go against Wilson. And let's see what they call personal foul, face mask. And that's going to give 15 extra yards from the spot of the foul. Just underway here in the third quarter. Wilson High School way up on top. 56-14. Suarez to Watkins. He's got a hole, broke a tackle, and then is brought down by number 2. That was Ruben Galindo for the Wilson Mules. And Lincoln now looking like itself in the beginning of the game, where they're able to sustain a drive and some momentum. But now looks like there's going to be a timeout taken on the field. We'll be back in a moment with the East LA Sports Scene's High School Game of the Week. Okay, we're back after the timeout. Here we go. 1st and 10 for Lincoln. In the shotgun with a single back. Watkins gets the call and the carry. Look out, he's got a block. Beautifully thrown. And he's down and he's in for a touchdown. And we're going to see if there's any flags on that play. Seeing none, looks like this touchdown will stand. And it comes at the 11-minute mark. Roughly off tackle blast. Approximately, we'll call it 35 yards out. And a good running call there by the Tigers. And Oriana has the kick up, and it's good. So the offense is rewarded, and the Tigers put up 7 points up on the scoreboard, and that looks much better than 14. So it's 56-21 in favor of the Wilson Mules. We'll be back with the kickoff in just a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Here we are now. Oriana set to kick off. He approaches, and there it goes. It's going to go medium distance and see who's going to try and field it. And it is Jacob Olguin looking for some blockers, sweeping left. Wants to cut it up the middle, try to go right. Oh, the ball was knocked loose, but he fell on it. Good special teams coverage there. As number 1 for the Tigers batted it out of his hands. And that was Sebastian Mejia, but they could not recover. And going back with just a little bit of information on Lincoln, some of the best wins they've had this season, the biggest wins was against Bernstein. They were down by 17 and came back and won by 5. That was a preseason game. And then during the regular season, they've really played Franklin really hard and close. They lost only by 5. And they were able to manage a score on Eagle Rock, a Division I team that's in their conference. Okay, they're senior heavy, but they have a lot of players that are just getting their first experience as high school football players, and they're upperclassmen. So that kind of wraps up what we learned about the Lincoln football program, and it's Coach Chris Rattez in his second year as a head coach. Okay, at the end of that play, on the kickoff, there was a unsportsmanlike penalty call against the Mules. That's going to pin him down at their 1-yard line. And staying in the quarterback is Matthew Moreno, number 16. And let's see what he does here to try and get them, get the Mules out of some very, very bad field position.
To the 2-yard line, that'll make it 1st and 28.
Okay, the first down. Long way to go for a first down.
Okay, the chains have moved, so 1st and 10.
And here out of the end zone comes a pass intended for Abdullah. Incomplete. So due to that score, there is no mercy rule invoked because the margin is less than 40 points. So right now we're looking at a 35-point difference in score, 56-21. Moreno in the backfield with Abdullah. Moreno looking left, airs it out. Oh, intercepted. Oh, the ball hung up there too long, and Sebastian
We have a flag.
Mejia in at a defensive corner. He intercepted, went up high, and then at the end there's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct, penalty flag thrown at the end of that play. But Lincoln will have the ball in very good field position, roughly we'll say at the 23-yard line, right where the ball's resting now. But let's see what the additional mark-off will be. Here comes the indication from the lead referee. Personal foul going against Lincoln at the end of that play.
On the defense.
So that will not take away possession, but it will move them back a little bit further. So here comes the Tigers now with the second scoring opportunity. It comes back to back after they just punched it in on their previous possession. Clock stops at 10:31, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Okay, here we go. Ready to go to work. Suarez, go back with the same play. Here goes Watkins again. He's going to pick it up for good yardage near the down marker for a first down. Let's see where they spot him. Well, we're going to give you some of the defenders here for the Wilson Mules. Okay, picking up with number 3, that's Jason Rueda, R-U-E-D-A. Number 2, Ruben Galindo. Number 29, we're looking at Zamora. We'll locate his first name in a moment, but back to the action. Suarez airs it deep down the middle. Oh, it's caught. And into the end zone will go the receiver, and that will be Andrew Perez. He's had himself a very good ball game tonight, and with that, we're going to call it a touchdown. Roughly, we'll call it from the 35-yard line. He aired it out down the middle on a post route. And with that, they'll get 6 more to make it a 56-27.
Point after attempt, Tigers.
And here's a point. Oh, he bobbled the football, and the ball is ruled dead. No one can advance it, so point after is no good. The score rests at 27. Okay, we'll be back with special teams in the kickoff in just a moment. This is East LA Sports Seeds High School Game of the Week. We are set and ready to go. 56-27 is our score now. And there is a kickoff. Look out. Is it Holguin again? And he's moving forward. And his yardage is going to be just on an average kickoff return for that young player, number 1. And he's just really, really put on quite a show tonight here for his teammates, his classmates here at Wilson High School. Jacob Holguin, he's one of the co-captains. 10 minutes even rest left in the third quarter. Matthew Moreno at quarterback. Looking left, airing it out. Coverage, blocked, and pass was intended for, oh, he's coming up hobbling there too. Number, looks like 29. That's going to be Zamora. Brandon Zamora. He came down maybe awkwardly on the right ankle, but there was double coverage there. You see the flag thrown on the play. Let's see what the lead referee in the white hat's going to signal. And he's carried off there by his 2 teammates. Question is now, where will they spot the ball? Keeping our eye on that referee. Here comes the call. Pass interference. And it will go against the Tigers. So there was some pushing and jostling in there for the ball. And from the spot of the line of scrimmage, they have the ball back. Comes right this way, looking to cut in, brought down by Chow, number 21 for the Tigers. And his first name Archie, he's a senior. 21, Archie Chow, Lincoln Tigers. Wilson quickly up to the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 5, 5-yard pickup by Olguin. Ariola in the backfield now, replacing Abdullah. Oh, finds no room. He's going to be brought down for a loss.
Ariola, the ball carrier.
Number 71 just putting all of his weight on him and brought him down for no gain. 71, that was Andres Cardenas, excuse me. Here they come now, 3rd and 5. Clock is moving with 8:50 left in the 3rd period. Spread formation.
Hernandez.
There it is. Oh, incomplete. Throwing for Olguin. And Matthew Moreno. Okay, incomplete pass. Clock stop with 8:41.
Matthew Moreno,
And
number 16 in at quarterback.
a lot of Tigers inside the box on defense. There comes a bubble screen, throws it out here to DeAnthony Jackson. Oh, met head on. Beautiful tackle. Oh, in there making that stop. Number 15, give him credit for the tackle. Isai Ballantyne. So that was a 4th down play. And they did not have enough yardage to make the 1st down. Ball turns over back to the Lincoln Tigers. Same backfield for Lincoln. Gio Suarez along with Watkins. Watkins gets the call, then the carry. Oh, wrapped up and brought down hard. Number 53 gets credit for that tackle. That was Garcia. Jake Garcia. 2nd and 2. He got credit for 2 yards on the carry. Clock running now, coming up to the 8-minute mark. East LA Sports Scenes Productions coverage of high school game of the week, week number. Here's Suarez dropping back. Oh, the protection broke down. And he swarmed, gang tackled.
Gonna be dropped for a loss.
Oh, in there.
Back at about the 40.
Abdullah, Ariola, Garcia, and company all giving a helping hand there on that tackle. Clock moves with 7 minutes and 32 seconds left. Third and 15 for the Tigers. Wideouts on both sides of the field. Receivers are in the slots. There's Suarez dropping back. Looks in on a slant pattern. Incomplete. Intended for Pettis. Number 12. On every incomplete pass, the clock will stop. We've been seeing a lot of air game tonight from both sides. And that's, of course, added to the length of the game.
For the Tigers.
It's a little over 2 hours and 10 minutes. And we're just into the 3rd quarter. Or halfway through the 3rd quarter. Back in punt formation is the kicker, Fabio Orellana, for the Tigers. He gets it away. And it's angling over here towards the Wilson bench. It's going to go out of bounds at roughly, let's call it the 35-yard line, where it will be 1st and 10 for the Wilson Mules. Coming to you on the 19th day of October, the year 2018. As we wind the season down, just one more left in the regular season. Next week, October 26th, and then the playoffs will start beginning November 8th. And we'll continue with the finals and the championships happening just before Thanksgiving. So that was one of the big decisions to move the season earlier so that the football season will end technically before Thanksgiving. Okay, Holguin in motion. And here is, Holguin's attempt to catch, but Moreno passes it incomplete. So again, the distinction on the Wilson quarterbacks, number 16 is Moreno, number 19 is Julian Hernandez. And Hernandez took the Mules out to a big lead at halftime. And now giving the understudy here, Moreno, an opportunity to gain some valuable playing time. Abdullah gets the call on the right side. Still spinning. And number 70 in for the Tigers. Give him credit for the stop. And that is Christian Duran. He's a senior. First and 10 for the Mules. Moreno has it. Looking left. Throws a screen out to Holguin. Makes a tackler miss on his first stride forward. And then he gets another 10 yards on the carry. I mean, check that on the pass reception. Brought down in the flat there by number 1, Sebastian Mejia. So the Mules have had no problem moving the ball consistently throughout this game. And here they go now on another drive here in the third quarter. The ball was snapped and Moreno was not ready for it, so that will kill it. The ball hits the ground. They'll lose about 5 yards on that play. So players not set, and the count was not reacted to well. So they're going to call a timeout here on the field, and we'll be back in a moment with more of East LA Sports Scene. Okay, coming back to action with 5:52 left in the quarter. After that miscue, Wilson now has corrected the cadence and inserted the call here. Number 16 is a quarterback, Moreno. In motion is Holguin. Passing routes are being flooded. Oh, look how Moreno's going to be sacked deep in the zone backfield. And then here goes the credits to the big defensive lineman, Duran, number 70. Avalos, number 72, and Teran, number 74. Big front four there for the Lincoln Tigers. Heavy right for Moreno on the right side. Throws across field. Intercepted. And here's Mejia. Still going. Broke 2 tackles. And then finally knocked down. In there to stop him was number 69. From offense to defense, just like that, went the player. That was Ismael Martinez who brought him down. But on the other side of the coin, the Lincoln Tigers come up with a turnover and possession of the ball, coming at 5:06. So another interception here to Mejia's credit. That's 2 this quarter. And now, will there be resolve here in the Tigers to flip the switch and go heavy for offense, try to put more points up on the board? Okay, Tigers are going to be in possession. Oh, there was a penalty.
Penalty on the Tigers.
Okay, Tigers are again on the bad end of a penalty call after that play. So they're going to put the down marker at the 45-yard line. 1st and 10 for Lincoln. Suarez. Oh, Watkins blasting over left tackle. He's at the 20, the 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Looks like a touchdown, but the caution. Look for a flag on the field. And there it is. The referee in the white hat signals touchdown, and just like that, 6 more points go up on the board. And Watkins proving himself to be an outstanding runner. Andre is his first name. And he ripped off, and we'll call it a 50-yard run, unofficially. And there's the snap, the try, the good. Is it good? It is good. So 7 points go up on the board. And we'll be back with the kickoff in just a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene's high school game of the week. Go with special teams. And this has just been an explosive quarter. And here is a kickoff. Deep, bringing it back out. Is Holguin, got through 5 tacklers. He's on the far sideline, trying to outrun the opponents. Mejia, oh, couldn't catch him. And it looks like a touchdown. We're going to unofficially call it 85 yards if there are no penalties. Oh my goodness, what a performance. Unofficially, we had it at 85, but the public address announcer is going to go 92 and increase that. So we're in between a 92-yard and an 85er, but we'll go with the public address announcer. We have ourselves a big shootout tonight. 62-34 is the score as it reads on the board. There's a point after, it's up, and it's good. So everyone catch their breath. We have a 63-34 ball game, and we'll be back with more in just a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, special teams have taken the field. And here is Arzua ready to kick off. Here he comes. Number 23 on his jersey. He's a senior. He's going to kick it deep. Here's Kevin Moreno looking for some blocks, trying to swing it out to the far sideline. And then he'll be brought down at the 35-yard line. And Mules player is down there. Number 52 is down on the ground. They're going to bring some attendants out there to take care of him. But also in on that stop was number 29. That was the Brandon Zamora. We'll be back in a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, we are set to go. The player has been helped off the field under his own semi-power. And we're back to the action. Here comes Lincoln Tigers after the kickoff. Suarez. And it's incomplete. So the Tigers mixing it up with the air, but the ground game is what has really helped them to get back, apparently getting back into the game as they've been able to put up more numbers. And that's come on the strength of the defense and then the offense. Offense led by Andre Watkins, number 22. Suarez dropping back. Pass was thrown. And Kevin Moreno looks like he might have pushed his defender away. However, we will see what the referee and the side judge, back judge calls. And here comes the lead referee. Pass interference on Wilson. So, good pickup coming here for the Tigers. They're going to move the ball downfield more. And here comes a walk-off now of the yardage. We'll be attempting to get you some of the players that have been called on to play here, who might have been in the reserves or in the backup roles on the team. Oh, here comes Watkins. He's going to run left. No blockers, but he drags Abdullah forward for a few extra yards. So identifying some of the players that are in now for the Mules. 25, Brandon Zamora. '53, Jake Garcia's in there. Here is Suarez. Dropping back, looks out, he's hurried. Oh, nearly intercepted. Oh, there's Zamora. Number 14 is in, Anthony Torres, giving you more Wilson Mule players. Number 3, Jason Rueda. And number 41, we'll try to get him identified, Joshua Velasquez, one of the defensive linemen. Number 13, defensive end, DeAnthony Jackson.
36.
It's going to bring up 3rd and 6. And in the free safety area, we have number 5, Abdullah. Suarez looks left, goes right. Oh, ball bobbled up in the air. Could have been intercepted. Ruben Galindo had a beat on it, but just a little too far out for his outstretched arms. Clock stops with 3:23 left. Okay, they're in the huddle. Play has been sent in. Gio Suarez for the Lincoln Tigers has gone all the way at quarterback. He's had himself a very good game. There's a snap, rolling to it, looking to his right. Airs it out. Oh, intended for Moreno, but in there, a little too close, is going to be number 2, Galindo. Might have pushed him just before he attempted to catch it. And on the penalty, the Tigers will move just a little bit closer. This should put him near the red zone.
Ruben Galindo defending on that play.
It's going to bring a 1st and 10 for the Tigers, looking to add some points of their own onto the board. Suarez has it. Whistle blows right at the snap.
Procedure call. Penalties on the Tigers, 5 yards.
Penalty is going to be assessed against the Tigers for being offsides.
Just inside or outside the 35-yard line.
So it's going to be first, it remains 1st down, but it's 1st and 15.
1st and 15.
Suarez looking, pointing to his receivers to go out a little bit further on the right side. Dropping back. Here comes some pressure. Oh, overthrown, intended for Moreno on a crossing pattern.
Incomplete.
That's going to stop the clock with 3:08 left. Okay, they break the huddle and come back out. Trips on the right side. Single flanker on the left. Suarez now moves out of the pocket. He's rolling. Oh, it's incomplete. Intended for Moreno again on a down and out. And while we have a break in the action here, there is a penalty. We see a flag on the field. Personal foul. Roughing the passer. That's going to bring up more yardage again.
On the mule.
So the Tigers beneficiaries again of some calls here, going for their way. There is the official signal, roughing the passer, and it's going to put the Tigers back up near the red zone again. Wide receivers on the far side of the field and on the left side.
First and 10 Tigers.
Suarez. He keeps it on a bootleg. Round left end. 5.
And takes it into
And Suarez unpacks one of his plays there. Or coach has put in a play. That was Coach Chris Rattay sent in a special play there on a quarterback bootleg option, and he rolled it in from 20 yards out. And let's see if they'll be able to score the point after. And that play was nicely run and executed. And there is a point after, and it is good. Okay, so now we have ourselves a 41, check that, 63-41 ball game. And we'll come back with the kickoff in just a moment. This is East LA Sports Team. Set for the kickoff. And we have seen both teams put up a combined total of 104 points, and we're still in the third quarter. There's the approach, there's the onside kickoff, and it's being scrambled for, and finally the Mules end up with the recovery. Number 29, give him credit for the recovery. First and 10 coming up for the Mules. Let's see if they're going to add on some more points.
First and 10.
And here is Moreno still in the ball game. The second half is going to be his. He gets it to Holguin. Holguin at the 50 and then upended. Whoa. Fell backwards for extra yardage. And he is going to be rewarded with a first down on a big play there by the Wilson Mules. They're looking very good, very strong, putting up a lot of points tonight on homecoming. Big night here for the fans and the alumni, big alumni turnout tonight for Wilson, and this is looking good for them as they may move the record up to 3-1. We won't predict anything now. There's too much time left in the ball game. Here they go. Oh, ball got fumbled on the snap. And again, Wilson able to recover. I want to give him credit. And if we could find the number that corresponds with the player, we missed 66 on our roster, but he is given credit for, that he's Hidalgo. Check that. Hidalgo credit. Hernandez back, he lets it go, and it's going to be incomplete. So Coach Darling has put his starter back into the game, Julian Hernandez, number 19. And he wants to reconnect with his players. A very successful outing in the first half, and he's being called back into the game. Put some more offensive pressure on the opponent. Linemen are down. Here's a snap. Hernandez evades one defender. Airs it out, and he's got Holguin at the 10-yard line and in for the score. Line of scrimmage at the 45-yard line, and he goes in for another touchdown. 42 yards. Wow. One of the most explosive games we've seen in high school football, and that young player has a big future ahead of himself at 146. Number 1 on his jersey, number 1 in your heart. It's got to be Jacob Holguin if you're a Wilson Mules fan. And the point after is no good. And we will stay at 69. And that's for Wilson. And let's call it 41 for the Lincoln Tigers. We'll be back with the kickoff in just a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, we're back. Ready to go. And here comes the kickoff. Line drive picked up by Andrew Perez. No blocking, so he gets dragged down. In on the tackle on special teams. 47 and 40. Let's give you Robert Lunar, number 40, and 47, Jorge Cuellar. Both are seniors, and they're doing very well tonight on homecoming night. And it's been a big fireworks show here put on by both teams. 110 points put up thus far, and we're still in the third quarter. Lincoln High School versus Wilson High School. It's a home game for the Wilson Mules. Suarez, still at quarterback. Watkins next to him. Give is to Watkins, straight up the middle, but Abdullah is there for a single solo tackle. Good read there by Isaiah Abdullah. Second and 5. Oh, there's a pass over here. It goes to number 21. It's a sprint down to the sideline. And the whistle is being delayed there, but they mark him down at the 40-yard line. But give credit to number 21 on the reception, Archie Chow. And it was a bubble screen. It went out of the backfield, and he just blazed it upfield. And finally, cornered there by number 14. That was Anthony Torres for Wilson, who made the stop. Handoff again, over right tackle, Watkins. It's a foot race. Breaking tackles, brought down out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. A big, strong runner, Andre Watkins. And he will take you for those extra yards if you don't bring him down by his feet. Andre, he's only, as the roster says here, a freshman. We're going to have to keep our eye on that young player. But there's going to be a timeout called on the field, and with 44.4 seconds left, and with that, we will be back with more of East LA Sports Scene's High School Game of the Week. Okay, we are back and ready to go here. Coach Chris Ratte has given his instructions during the timeout call by Wilson. Suarez looks right on a crossing pattern. It's good. It's a touchdown. Oh, give that a, let's call it a 15-yard unofficially scoring pass to, check that, number 2. From where we saw it was number 2 on the reception. So 69-47. We're almost into the basketball score here.
Extra point attempt.
Here comes the extra point by Orellana. Kick is up. Looks good, and it is good. So 69-48 as we approach the end of the third quarter. And special teams are now on the field for another kickoff. We'll be back in a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, we are back. Here comes Orellana's approach. It's an onside kick again. Oh, went through the hands of the covering player, number 29. And it will be 1st and 10 for the Wilson Mules with 34.7 seconds left in the third quarter. Okay, here come the Mules up to the line of scrimmage. Hernandez, bubble screen to the right to Jackson. Jackson is going to be wrapped up brought down by number 21. And he was, of course, struggling to rip the ball out of his hands. That was Archie Chow. And that should do it for the third quarter, as the clock is now at 10 seconds and counting. So they will switch the sides of the field. And that will do it. There's the end of the period. And when we come back, the Wilson Mules will be going from our right to our left. This is East LA Sports Scene's coverage of high school game of the week. We're set to start the fourth and final quarter. Hernandez dropping back, looking to the left. He's got Olguin again. Oh, the ball got loose. And let's see, the Tigers are signaling that they have it. And now they're looking to the lead referee in the white hat. Olguin comes out of the pack with the ball. Tigers claiming a recovery. And they're still debating. And now it looks like they're signaling fumble. Oh, so after Olguin catches a bubble screen, it was either stripped from his hands, and they say that the Tigers recovered it. So 1st and 10 for Lincoln. Big turn of events there.
1st and 10, Tigers.
Here we go. Back to the action.
46.
Suarez dropping back. He gets hurried. Oh, intercepted. Oh, here comes Hado. They say he stepped out of bounds, though. Let's call it the 23-yard line, but oh, my goodness. And they're going to give credit. Let's see, we may have called it wrong, but we saw number 17, Richard Hado. Yeah, we were correct. He has the interception on his record or on his statistic for tonight, and that's a give back. Tigers got the fumble. They give it right back to the Mules. And off we go again here with high-performing offenses, both on the Wilson Mule side of the ball and the Lincoln Tigers. 11:40 left in the game. And then there's a personal foul added on to the end of that play. So more yardage coming up for Wilson.
Penalty brings it back to about the 37.
Here they come now, back up to the line of scrimmage. (69-48). Big shootout. This is going to make some headlines in LA City section. Oh, pass was intended.
Incomplete, intended for Jackson.
And that was DeAnthony Jackson coming on a crossing pattern. Couldn't hold on to it. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10. Beautiful fall evening here in the City of the Angels. Oh, here comes Abdullah trying to get out of bounds, and he won't pick up much. He'll maybe get a yard. It's going to bring up 3rd, and let's call it 8.5. And because he was ran out of bounds, the clock stopped as well. So we're in a marathon phase of nearly coming up on 3 hours for the game. We started at 7. It's 10 minutes to 10 here on the West Coast. And here we go now. Hernandez looking to the right in the flat. He's got Holguin. Oh, and then leveled. Oh, the big 1-2 punch. Leveled on Holguin. Archie Chow finished him off. His teammate had just sat him up with a tackle, and then Chow delivered a tremendous blow. Whether it came with the helmet or not, we'll need to check, but the medical team is out there sprinting very quickly to see how Olguin is, because he was really at the mercy of the tackler. So hopefully he will recover and be okay. So we'll say our prayers for him and hope that he will be okay. And while they attend to him, we will take a break and come back after we know the status of Jacob Olguin, number 1. Okay, we are good. And now the big ovation coming for Jacob Olguin. There you see him. He's favoring that left shoulder. And we believe from what we saw here in our press area that he just was exposed there. He didn't have any protection. And the defender came, put a tackle on him on that left side, as you see him favoring his shoulder. But what a remarkable game he's had tonight. So hopefully he will rally up and get his composure and get healthy again. Okay, back to the action. Hernandez dropping back, looking left. Oh, intercepted. So Mejia, look out. He's at the 30, down to the 20, 15-yard line. So living dangerously. Wow. Staying in the air quite a bit, and it's going to benefit the Lincoln Tigers with another INT, and that's going to be Mejia's, what we're unofficially call his third interception in the half. So here we go now with the Tigers in good field position, looking to put more points up on the board. Look out for a sweep by Andre Watkins. He's a freshman, according to our roster. And he's got all the tools. Here he goes over right tackle. He struggles a bit, but gets up for about 2 or 3 yard gain. So with that running play, the clock stays active and it's in motion. And the clock has been stopped for a moment. And here it goes. It finally starts running. Here we go. Check that. Suarez over the middle. Oh, ball came loose. Let's see if it stays as a recovery for a fumble. They ruled that a fumble, and Wilson gets the ball back. So turnaround is fair play, and both teams are going back and forth with turnovers. So the turnover bug biting hard on both teams at critical times in the game. So it's going to be Wilson ball deep in their own territory. But it was just a crossing pattern, and Suarez had his man, got hit, took 2 steps, and then the ball was jarred loose. So fumbles and interceptions, fumbles and interception. Oh, here we go again. Oh, and he is Danny Adiola at the 10, checked at the 30-yard line. He's driven out of bounds, but give him a huge gain from about the 10 down to the 30. Let's give him 70 yards unofficially on that carry. And just like that, these plays are just popping. And they're rocking and rolling the fans here with lots of good oohs and ahs on the plays because they're big gainers. Hernandez, back it goes to Ariola, off the right tackle, still going. Followed his blockers nicely and then cut it back in. And he gets credit to bring the ball down. Let's call it to the, close to the 15, let's call it the 17-yard line. On the running play, that's going to eat up some clock now. Let's see what acting coach Robert Darling and his staff decide on. They are substituting tonight for head coach Sergio Villaseñor. Trips out to the right. Hernandez with Ariola. Fake handoff. Here comes Hernandez. He's pursued. Oh, then rolled down in pursuit by number 15, who gets credit for a solo tackle. That was Isai Ballantyne, or Ballantine. We're sorry about the mispronunciation if there is one, but he's a junior defensive end. Isai and then Ballantine or Ballantine. Give him credit. Clock moves now. Hernandez throws a pass, intercepted again. Oh, underthrown. And here come the Tigers. Oh, driven out of bounds. Goes number 27 for the Tigers. He says, thank you very much. I'll take that. And that was Francisco Nene. Pass was intended for the wide receiver, but underthrown. And just like that, the Tigers are back in business with the possession of the ball. And they're going to bring in, of course, the offensive unit now. So we have seen a lot of scoring tonight in this high school game of the week presentation brought to you by East LA Sports Scene Productions. Suarez, Watkins looking for a hold. He found one. Broke one tackle. Then, let's see. He is knocked down by number 2 for the Mules. That was Ruben Galindo. So Watkins having himself quite a night. He's over the 100-yard mark, as well as Suarez is approaching the 200-yard mark in pass yardage. Oh, he slips. Oh, my goodness. And once he's down, he is down. He couldn't get back up and continue to play. So bad break there for Gio Suarez. And he will be downed at the 44-yard line. And the clock continues to move. Here is the next snap. Suarez has it. He's going to roll right. Looking for a down and out pattern here. They went to number 12. That was Andrew Perez. And they're going to say it was incomplete. This clock stopped at 8:03. Now it looks like there's going to be a timeout taken on the field by the Lincoln Tigers. And with that, we will take our break and come back with more action here at the high school game of the week. And they say, here we go again, back to the action. Suarez with Watkins in the backfield. Big pressure. And, oh, the defender fell and wasn't able to defend, and it's completed on a comebacker. Oh, give credit, number 24, Arturo Villaneda. And a big, big gain there from Suarez to Villaneda. That's going to come, let's call it about a 40-yard pickup, but it all happened because the defensive back fell on the turf. And when Villaneda turned around, there was no defender, so he caught the pass easily. There's a snap. Suarez, bubble screen. Oh, there he goes, down to the 5. Touchdown, it looks like. And give number 24 the credit, Arturo Villaneda, for the score, but it comes from Hernandez. Wow, the combined statistics on this game are going to be astronomical. And that's at 7:26. What do we call that? A 20-yard, unofficially a 20-yard touchdown pass from the quarterback to his receiver in the flat. It was only a screen pass. And Villaneda takes it in. He made a nice dive to get in on the pylon. Oh, check that. Wait a minute. What are we doing here? Did we call that a touchdown and it's been overruled? Okay. So let's try to reset things for you here. Okay, Suarez. Dropping back, hurried, throws it up in the air for Villaneda again. And he's still going to try and move the ball towards the goal line. He's going to be short. However, we need to reset that last play. Okay, they ruled that there was a penalty on the play. And it was called back, so nullified. So we apologize for that. But now He almost reduplicated that same play, but he was stopped shy by 1 yard. And there is a pile moving, and there is a touchdown for the Tigers. Let's see who carried that in. Was it Perez, number 12? Because it looked like Suarez was just behind him. Okay, we're going to go for the single point after. However, be cautious of a fake attempt. Perez holds it, and it's good by Orellano. So, there we go with our 55 points put up on the board by the Lincoln Tigers, and they still trail by 14 points. It's 69-55 in favor of the Wilson Mules. We'll be back with the kickoff in just a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, here we go, folks. Ready for the onside kick as the Tigers trail only by 2 touchdowns and 6 minutes and 36 seconds left in the game. This is a very, very important onside kick. There it goes towards the Mules, and it's going to go out of bounds, so that's going to penalize the Lincoln Tigers on that kickoff attempt. So the Wilson Mules will bring it out. Let's be very, very key on what assistant coach Robert Darling does with the offense here. As a running game will certainly eat up the clock, the game clock. The illegal procedure signaled against the Lincoln Tigers on that kickoff. And now the Mules will have the option to receive that or to put it in play. Let's call it at the 47-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Wilson Mules. Okay, triplets over here on the left side for Hernandez. The call goes to Ariola. Daniel's his first name, and he'll take the ball, the package, and move it forward for a yard. And Daniel Ariola is a running back, an outside linebacker, and he's a senior. Very glad that he's had a good game here in front of the home crowd on homecoming night. Now we are in the marathon phase of a ball game. It's over 3 hours. Bubble screen over here to Abdullah. He's got a blocker. He's at the 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Abdullah with the touchdown, but let's look for any flags. And it looks like none. The referee signals touchdown, and the play calls keep coming for the offense to produce, and again, they did that, as you just saw on that play. And we're reading the score now at 75 after, we'll call it a 53-yard reception for Abdullah. Wow, that's got to be very impressive for Hernandez, who's had himself an outstanding night. And into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. And let's see who got that call. Was that Isaiah Abdullah that took the 2-point conversion in? And they confirmed that. So there is the score, 77-55. And with that score, the Mules feel a little more comfortable. But fireworks tonight on October the 19th, 2018. Never seen a ball game such as this. And the numbers after this game are going to really, really be something to see, astronomical in nature. And most of the players who have had good games will see their averages go up at a very, very big pace. Okay, kickoff by, okay, Moreno takes it back at the 15. Got some blockers, still going at the 50, the 40, the 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Are there flags? That's always the question. If not, we have an 85-yard kickoff return by Kevin Moreno. Oh my goodness. 77-61. And the numbers just keep coming in here. Unbelievable. Big play after big play after big play. Wow. Unprecedented. This will have to go down in the LA City section scoring book as the most in history. In for the point after, Fabio Orellana. And keep in mind, the Tigers have only gone for conventional point after touchdowns. There's a snap to kick. And this one is good. So hopefully we're watching some history in action, or in the making, so to speak. 77-62 now is the score. And we still have 5 minutes left in the game. We'll be back with the kickoff in just a moment. Tigers lined up for the onside kick. There it comes. 1 bounce, 2 bounces, and then down right there. And that was Hato. The good hands people sent in by the coaching staff to recover the onside kick. And as we said, sports fans and high school football fans, we are now into the 3-hour and 11-minute ball game on a Friday night here in the City of Angels, as Wilson in their homecoming games taking on the Lincoln Tigers. Oh, there's movement there. Let's see who they point to. It's going to be offsides. Check that. False start on the offense. So the fireworks show is still going on as the rockets are flaring and blasting. There we go, handoff now. And that's Adiola, the ball carrier. And let's see if the ground game will be called into play here to preserve the victory. As we now read the score, 77-62. And that just happens to be a 15-point spread. Hernandez, Julian's his first name. Spread formation. Hand off to Adiola, gets a block over right tackle, cuts it back to the left, and he will gain significant yardage. All the way up to the Lincoln 42-yard line. And now it's going to be a look at the clock on every play as it continues to run. We're now approaching the 4-minute and 25-second mark.
3rd and 4.
Ball spotted again at the 40, let's call it 42-yard line. Shotgun, Hernandez. Handoff, Adiola, slip the tackle. Going to pick up significant yardage again on this carry. The pile just continues to slide forward. And he will be moving the ball down to the, let's call it the 37-yard line of Lincoln. So by staying on the ground game, the push and pull there for the Wilson Mules is good. They're driving the defensive lineman back, giving the blocks and executing correctly and finding seams for the running back. A whistle's blown by the lead referee now. Stopping play. And one of the attendants is coming over here towards the Wilson side. Looks like they're going to be moving Jacob Olguin because the attendants are here on the bench. Okay. Hernandez, Abdullah. Oh, breaking off a tackle, still on his feet, down to the 13-yard line goes Isaiah Abdullah. number 5, and he is one of the co-captains of the Wilson Mules. But he is a force to be reckoned with, as Isaiah Abdullah. He has performed at a very high level tonight, and his work speaks for itself. Now they're going to discuss something here with the referee, the lead referee now. Oh, they're going to call holding. Yeah, it's very difficult to pick up the penalties as we're watching the ball. And we did not notice one until way after the play. So that 25-yard run is nullified and resets the clock at 3 minutes and 21 seconds. So we are heading towards the finish line. However, it's not a very quick run. Here's a pass. Oh, caught at the 10, 5, and it's going in for the touchdown is DeAnthony Jackson. So look at that. Another touchdown.
That's number 13.
DeAnthony Jackson on a over-the-shoulder catch from Hernandez. And boy, the numbers are going to be staggering when we look at it in this particular game, but we're glad that we were here to cover it for you on East LA Sports Team's High School Game of the Week. Wow, what a fireworks show. That comes at 3:03 left in the ball game.
Point after.
Here comes a two-point conversion.
Handoff.
Abdullah sweeping out far left, and he'll get that. Oh my goodness, two-point conversion. And that will move the score now to 85-62. This is going to be a game for all time for people to sit down and talk about, and especially if you're a player, you can have the privilege of saying, I played in one of the highest scoring games of all time in the LA City section. So, Hernandez putting on a tremendous, if not unbelievable, air show tonight. So we do the math here, and just with the touchdowns, got to be, oh my goodness, 16 touchdowns, and we'll have to really set those statistics in order because they are truly amazing. Unbelievable. Here we go now. There's still playing time left. Here comes Watkins. He picks it up. Look, he's dangerous in the open field. Breaking tackles and gets it up to about the 47-yard line is Andre Watkins. Again, unbelievably coming in on the roster as a freshman. And there's going to be 2:54 left in the game. So anything goes in this game. Don't count Lincoln out due to the explosiveness of their running game and their passing game. So both teams here in a heavyweight bout, and the world title is at stake. So what a tremendous night for high school football here in Los Angeles, California, and the LA City section. Okay, here we go now. Suarez tosses it. Oh, a trick. Oh, pass is intended for Perez, but that was on the tricknology play there. Gadget play that was set up by Coach Ratay, Rattatay, in his second year. And he will be in the film, watching film on this game for quite some time, as will both coaches. Okay, Lincoln players coming back into formation. 2nd and 10. There's a snap. Suarez looking left, trying to find Villaneda. He's got him. Oh, he's at the 30, still in bounds. The whistle hasn't blown. Breaking tackles. Oh, but he stayed in bounds. And it's going to be a first down, but that's been the combination tonight for Lincoln as they hook up from Suarez to Villaneda, number 24, his flanker on the left side. And let's see if there's any penalty flags assessed on that play. Oh, there's going to be a committee called there by the lead official. Yes, we see the flag there. Pass interference on the offense. That's going to negate that play. And they're going to mark it off against the Tigers. So Villaneda got the advantage by pushing his defender down. And then, of course, he was available for the catch. But the referee there on the side very alertly signaled that and called it. And that's going to negate a huge play there for the Tigers. Okay, here we go. Back to the action. Suarez in there with Watkins as his running back. Receivers on both sides. Oh, he's going to lose it. Oh, picked up and scooped up. Oh, here it is, a touchdown for the Mules. D'Anthony Jackson, a scoop 6. And we have seen just about every type of play this year. A pick 6, a strip 6, and now a scoop 6 by D'Anthony Jackson. And that comes at 2:24. And the points just keep on piling up. Can we say 100? This is 91-62. Are we believing what we're seeing here? And here comes the Wilson player on the field to complete the squad here for a 2-point conversion. And it's Hernandez to Abdullah. He will just prance into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Oh my goodness. And that leaves us here at 93-62 with 2 minutes and 24 seconds left. Wow, they're breaking the accounting machine or the adding machine, any way you look at it tonight. And the game is not quite over yet. Again, now approaching the 3-hour and 30-minute.
Maybe an all-time record for Wilson.
And again,
89,
a game for the ages, as we would say.
89 running against Belmont, like 80.
And now the public address announcer is asking
We got him next week.
for confirmation of the highest scoring game ever for Wilson.
9-13.
And that came a while back when they put up 89-13. Okay, but here we go. Now is now. And there's an outside kick by the Mules. Recovered by the Tigers.
So you have witnessed the highest scoring. It's probably the highest scoring.
And in there to recover was Jacob Luna on the special teams.
2 points.
In there to make the stop or pounce on the recovering player was number 14 for Wilson. That was Anthony Torres. So brand new school record. So we are seeing history in the making here tonight for Wilson. And there may be some other categories that will come into play as combined scoring for both teams in one game. The longest game that's been played, and maybe one or two others that they will uncover while they do the research on the game. Suarez, Watkins, look out, here comes the steamroller.
That's number 22.
He will get down to about the 43-yard line. However, he did not get out of bounds unless they call timeout. The clock will not stop. And it looks like looks like Lincoln may take a timeout, or they're going to call holding
On the Tigers.
against the Lincoln Tigers. So as we look up at the moon, we see almost a 3/4 moon tonight. And it's looking very, or half moon, not sure of the size, but a great looking view from here in the stand. Beautiful day today here in Los Angeles, California, East Los Angeles and Northeast Los Angeles, where the campus of Wilson High School is located. Okay, they go back to work here. Suarez again to Watkins. The workhorse going straight ahead up to about the 43-yard line.
40 to about the 43.
So durability is one big characteristic of that young man, number 22, Andre Watkins. And the clock is moving now. We're at the 1 minute and 30-second mark and counting. So Coach Rattay going with the ground game. He's trying to match Wilson blow for blow, but just with the bad start in the bad second quarter was the big deficit that they couldn't undo. Okay, Suarez looking down the middle or the sideline. Oh, overthrown for Kevin Moreno. Just a yard or so out of the outstretched arms, but looks like there may be another penalty called here. Holding on the offense. Let's see what the Mules will do. Will they accept or decline? It looks like they're going to accept the penalty, and backwards they go to, there's the 30-yard line.
Another holding call on the Tigers.
And with 1 minute and 4 seconds left, let's see how many plays the Tigers can run off. They're going to probably look deep here for Moreno on the right side. He's number 7. And Villaneda, 24, on the left side. Oh, they give it Watkins dragging the tackler. And that was number 40. He held on to him so he wouldn't get any further yardage, and that was Roberto Lunar. And now we're inside of the minute mark at the 52nd and counting. The home fans at Wilson are very happy. Homecoming night, here comes Watkins, brought down by Abdullah. And one of his teammates, a co-tackle there. Clock is moving at the 25-second mark. And with no timeouts, let's see what the Tigers will do. Clock continues to move. They're at the 15-second mark, and that should just about do it. As the Warriors now will go to their sidelines, gather up, and march to the 50-yard line for the Warriors salute. And ladies and gentlemen, sports fans, they certainly deserve all of the praise and the acknowledgement they're going to get tonight. 5, 4, 3, and there it is. Final score on the board. We got to see it to believe it. There it is, 93-62. So we have over 155 points put up on the board tonight. So there comes back to our Warrior salute handshake. Players and coaches will be meeting each other there and congratulating each other on a game well played and hard played. The Wilson Mules come out victorious here on homecoming night, and again that moves the record to 3-1 and 7-2 overall on the record. So that will do it for this edition of East LA Sports Scene. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on our next high school game of the week, the Classic, on October 26th, coming to you from East LA College. Till then, be good, be safe, and be back with us on East LA Sports Scene Productions. Thanks for watching, and take care.